Hello, everybody. We are doing dividing decimals by whole numbers today. In order to do this, you're going to have an understanding of rounding and place value. So what I've done is I have posted some supplemental videos if you don't understand those concepts still in Google Classroom. So when you log into our pre-algebra class, to get to the supplemental instruction, you click classwork. And this one is dividing decimals. So that's the Acela step we're on. It's week 5. And you can see I've posted several things. So these links give you like notes step by step how to divide decimals and some vocabulary stuff with dividing decimals. There are 2 videos on dividing decimals if you want to do it longhand instead of in a calculator. Then there's a video on rounding numbers if you've forgotten. So I'm going to show you some of the links. Let me open them up. And it's kind of annoying that it just says link and doesn't tell you what link it is, but you can quickly open them and see whether or not it's the information that you need to do this. I might have jinxed myself saying you can quickly open them. It looks like it's going to take a minute to load. Come on. You can do it. Okay, we're almost there. All right. So this one, it's got some rounding notes for you. And then got lots of explanation, and then you can just ignore the practice. I just wanted you to have the notes on this first page. So it shows you the place value of numbers up to 100 millions. So a reminder that these numbers, so like any number from 0 to 9 is a digit, and then where it's placed in a number is associated with its value. So the way that you would read this number is 295,734,168. The 8 in the ones place is only worth 8, but the digit 6 in the tens place, since it's in the tens place, it's really worth 60. With a 1 in the hundreds place, you really have 100. So that's kind of the rundown of place value. I could explain more if you want to schedule a meeting with me if you don't understand it. It also breaks down place value of decimals. So we have the ones place here, and then we have our decimal. After your decimal, you have the tenths place, the hundredths place, the thousandths place, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, millionths, and so on, 10 millions, 100 millions, billionths. So we're going to take that information and we'll use it when we do some of these problems. The next one I have is decimal value and rounding decimals. You can kind of ignore the questions that you would have to answer, but here they have some explanations how you read decimals, how you remember place value, which the other one talks about, and then tricks to help you read them. And it's got these cool charts. So with decimal notation, like if you had a 2 in the tenths place here, so let's look at this number, 1.29. The 2 is in the tenths place. So imagine you have a whole and you've cut it up into 10 pieces. If you were going to demonstrate 0.2 on this, you would shade in 2. So it's 2/10 of a whole. But we have a number here in the hundreds out as well. So really this is 0.29 is 29 hundredths. So you'll see in this grid, there would be 100 boxes. And if you want to picture it, if you had a candy bar and you broke it up into 100 pieces like this, and you ate 29 hundredths of them, so you can picture like what you would shade in to get through 29 out of 100 of a whole. All right, what's the next one? This one gives you a breakdown of how to multiply decimals It's very thorough if you want to not just put it in your calculator, but putting it in your calculator is an option. It also gives you a thorough explanation of dividing decimals if you want to go to that length of solving the problems. All right, so those are the supplemental videos so far, and then this one I'm making right now will be added as well. So let's look at our first problem. Divide, round to the nearest tenth. So let's do the division. We have 2.403 divided by 8. Did I read that right? No. 6.403 divided by 8. 6.403 divided by 8. I'll go to my calculator. Oh, I thought I had one pulled up. So to get a calculator, all you have to do is Google calculator. Ow, my neck. Six point 403 divided by 8 equals 0.800375. So I'm going to write that 0.800375. So this decimal is out of the 100 thousandths. Let me think. No, I think millions. Tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. So it's out of millions. But what the instructions say to do is round to the nearest tenth. So this 8 is in the tenths place. So that's what we're going to round to. In order to round, we look at the number to the right of the number we're rounding to. And then we think 5 and up, round up. So if the number to the right of the number you're rounding to is larger than 5 or 5, you would change this number up 1. So if this were 8.85, we would write 0.9 for our answer. Since it's not, since it's 4 or less, we're going to leave it as 0.8, and that is our answer. Okay, 2.5 divided by 1.5. Equals 1.66666666. Repeating. Round to the nearest tenth. So again, rounding to the nearest tenth, we have this 6 in the tenths place. We look at the number to the right of it to tell us whether we're going to round that 6 up to 7 or leave it. Now, the number to the right of us is larger than 5. So we are going to round the 6 up to 7, and our answer will be 1.7. Now we have rounded to the tenths place. 104 divided by 5.1. $20.3921, blah, 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 blah. Round to the nearest tenth. Okay. So the 3 again, that is in the tenths place, the number that is right next to the decimal. So we're rounding this, gonna round to the nearest tenth. So we look at the number to the right of it. 5 and up, round up. 9 is bigger than 5, so I'm going to round this 0.3 up to 0.4, and my answer will be 20.4. 1.488 divided by 2.1. 1.488 divided by 2.1 equals 0.708, blah, 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 round to the nearest tenth. If we've got 0.70, we're looking at our tenths place. 5 and up, round up. We don't round up because the number to the right of the tenths place is a 0, which is smaller than 4. So we're going to leave this as 0.7 or 0.7 if you want. Either one, it will take. 2.29 divided by 3.5. 2.29 divided by 3.5 equals 0.654, blah, 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 blah. It says round to the nearest tenth again. So we look at the number to the right of the tenths place. We have a 5, 5 and up, round up. Our answer is 0.7 or 0.7. 64 divided by 3.2 equals 20. Notice that it doesn't say to round here because we just get a nice whole number. Round to the nearest tenth, 9.23 divided by 0.48. 9.23 divided by 0.48 equals 19.229, blah, 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 round to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to go 19.2, the 2 is in the tenths place, so I look at the number to the right, 5 and up, round up. That number is not larger than 5, so I leave my 0.2 as it is, and my answer is 19.2. All right, next video. Good luck on dividing decimals.